So one of the things in the course today was what to charge. How do I know what to charge people for what I've got? Sometimes you buy things like sealed booster boxes of Pokemon, or you buy handbags, or you buy toilet rolls. There's an RRP, right? So I wouldn't normally charge more than the RRP if it's new. If it's an RRP of a base set Japanese booster box, do not charge RRP of like 50 quid. That's madness. Don't do that. So you've got a relative, it's relative. Now, with where I think that question's really coming from is like, I'll answer it in two ways. Modern stuff that's only just come out. I've just bought a booster box of XYZ, right? I've just bought this One Piece box, or I bought some sports cards or whatever. I'm going to sell it as is. So often, if you can get it from an Asmodee or somewhere like that, you're going to be able to. They're going to say RRP is I don't know what it even is, 150 quid. You buy it from us for 80. Cool. Then you go on the internet and realise that everybody else that's got an Asmodee account is selling it for £82, and you're like, bloody hell, man! There's tight margins on this. What is the point? Obviously, they probably won't sell it that cheap, but they might be doing it for less than 100, right? And you're like, oh man, that's annoying. So, how to charge? What I would say is for something like that that's bought and sold immediately as it is, you're not changing anything, you're not opening it, you're not breaking it down, whatever. Sell it as a box. The margins are probably going to be pretty tight. Unless you have an Asmodee account, which you need to be VAT registered for. I don't know if you need a bricks and mortar place. I don't think you do anymore. I think you need a shop website that's been trading for X amount of time. They come and look at your website, make sure it's legit. Yeah, that's cool. All right, cool. You get Asmodee account. Put on a waiting list, I'm sure, for it. So there's benefits to that, right? You have a business, you have a limited company that is VAT registered. You normally to be VAT, or you have to be VAT registered if you earn over £7,000 a month or seven and a bit. It's like 80 something a year. So as part of that, the benefit is you get this contact to buy and sell from Asmodee. Wicked, right? Otherwise, you are going to be buying from somebody that buys from Asmodee. They'll charge you as minimal as they can for you to sell it. But you're probably going to have to sell it for more than they are selling it for. And you just need to find those people. There are plenty of them about. There's groups on Facebook. People want to sell stuff, right? I know some people if you need some help with that. But the margins are very tight. The margins are very tight. Because they are also selling on the platform you want to buy from them to sell from. So it's tight. Another way to do it is to look on. So let's say you're going to break it down. You've got some single Pokemon cards, maybe a graded card or something like that. If you want to check how much you should be selling certain cards for, where I would either look on eBay, look on the last solds on eBay. I would look at Pokecard Value. Some of the guys in there saying price charting as well. They're useful places. One thing that's for Pokemon stuff. If you're selling other things, there's marketplaces, Poshmark, there's eBay itself again, Vinted. I would look at what things are currently available for, and if you can find the information, like on eBay, you can go to the advanced search and see what things have recently sold for. That's really helpful too, because initially I would always say look at the last 10 solds. That's good. But if it's something that's not sold very often, the last 10 solds might take you back to last summer where it was real high and now it's real low, and the average is like sort of November time, which is still way higher than it is now, so it's not helpful. I would do the last 10 solds in the last 6 weeks to 2 months maximum. I wouldn't really go further back than that. Or if it's really rare and it's only ever sold once, start with that, maybe go a little bit higher and try and see if somebody, but it will take you longer to sell, I'm sure. And try and sell it at that. It all depends on how quickly you want to sell something, right? I could have a £100 item here right now, and if I needed it gone today, I'd run it from £1 and take whatever. I must leave my house today. I have to sell it today for whatever odd reason, but I have to sell it today. Let's get rid. It's going to go for less. Unless I find the right person. You've got two choices. Go and find the right person, make some content about it. Oh, I've got this is amazing, look at this, how cool is it? But you didn't know about this. And all the content ideas that you can have off the back of, oh my god, needs to leave my house immediately. Two, let's take our time, let's run it. It's going to £20 card. It was 25, it's now 20. I paid 30 for it, but it's now worth 20. I either sit on it forever or I sell it for what it's worth, and I can only really do that. Or you can build games and stuff. And I don't do many games anymore. Used to, but don't do any more. You're not allowed to on Whatnot. You're not allowed to on TikTok. Don't think you're allowed to on Twitch. So it's more and more difficult. You can do it on your own website and set up a Discord link and people can join it and you can play the games. But people do games to shift stuff that they can't sell otherwise, right? And yeah, it's fun and stuff. But if you wanted to do a dip box or whatever, you could add it in. But make sure when you do it, make sure you do the due diligence on checking the prices and stuff and adding it in. We'll do another section on other ways to sell, but how to check the price of it, I would be as specific as I can. I'll look on those websites. I would maybe see if anybody's recently sold it in Facebook groups, stuff like that. It takes quite a lot of time, if I'm honest. Takes quite a lot of time. The other way to do it is reverse engineer it and say, I will only pay 80% of market value. Anybody selling anything, say, I'll offer you 80%. If they say, sure, cool, 50%, 10%, whatever you want to pay, right? I want to make 20% on this. I'm not going to be paying VAT anyway, so I will offer 80% of the price off of everything. Cool, I get it. I've got a 20% margin there to try and sell it on. But you've got to make sure their market value is correct as well, because if nobody's buying it at that price anyway, then you taking 20% off is a waste of time. So yeah, careful with that. But I think that's a good starting point. Down below, comment if you found anywhere else that's useful to sell stuff. It doesn't need to be Pokemon. Yes, we're starting as Pokemon, but it doesn't need to be Pokemon. Could be anywhere else. Yeah, please comment below, and yeah, I'll be in the chat seeing if there's any other places to find. Thank you.